Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The force of policemen and officers. Maintain the security of by carrying out a patrol. The force of policemen and officers. The learned profession that is mastered by graduate study in a law school and that is responsible for the judicial system. He studied law at Yale. A rule or body of rules of conduct inherent in human nature and essential to or binding upon human society. The collection of rules imposed by authority. Civilization presupposes respect for the law. The force of policemen and officers. The law came looking for him. The branch of philosophy concerned with the law and the principles that lead courts to make the decisions they do. A generalization that describes recurring facts or events in nature. The laws of thermodynamics. Legal document setting forth rules governing a particular kind of activity. There is a law against kidnapping. The force of policemen and officers. Maintain the security of by carrying out a patrol. A detachment used for security or reconnaissance. A group that goes through a region at regular intervals for the purpose of security. The activity of going around or through an area at regular intervals for security purposes. Of a law, having legal validity. Group of people willing to obey orders. A public force is necessary to give security to the rights of citizens. Physical energy or intensity. He hit with all the force he could muster. A put-out of a base runner who is required to run. The put-out is accomplished by holding the ball while touching the base to which the runner must advance before the runner reaches that base. The shortstop got the runner at second on a force. To cause to do through pressure or necessity, by physical, moral or intellectual means. She forced him to take a job in the city. Force into or from an action or state, either physically or metaphorically. Urge or force, a person, to an action, constrain or motivate. Move with force. Impose urgently, importunately, or inexorably. She forced her diet fads on him. Squeeze like a wedge into a tight space. A unit that is part of some military service. He sent Caesar a force of 6,000 men. One possessing or exercising power or influence or authority. May the force be with you. An act of aggression, as one against a person who resists. He may accomplish by craft in the long run what he cannot do by force and violence in the short one. Take by force. A group of people having the power of effective action. He joined forces with a band of adventurers. A powerful effect or influence. The force of his eloquence easily persuaded them. Do forcibly, exert force. Don't force it. Physics, the influence that produces a change in a physical quantity. Force equals mass times acceleration. Group of people willing to obey orders. The department responsible for hiring and training and placing employees and for setting policies for personnel management. An agency responsible for ensuring obedience to the laws. A device designed to prevent injury or accidents. The duty of serving as a sentry. He was on guard that night. A precautionary measure warding off impending danger or damage or injury, etc. An insurance policy as a good safeguard. Watch over or shield from danger or harm, protect. Guard my possessions while I'm away. Protect against a challenge or attack. American football. A position on the line of scrimmage. Guards must be good blockers. A military unit serving to protect some place or person. A person who keeps watch over something or someone. A position on a basketball team. A posture of defense in boxing or fencing. Keep your guard up. Take precautions in order to avoid some unwanted consequence. Guard against becoming too friendly with the staff. The person who plays that position on a football team. The left guard was injured on the play. The person who plays the position of guard on a basketball team. To keep watch over. There would be men guarding the horses. French police force. A group of gendarmes or gendarmes collectively. Police organization for the European Union. Aims to improve effectiveness and cooperation among European police forces. The Federal Police Force of Canada. Religious police in Saudi Arabia whose duty is to ensure strict adherence to established codes of conduct. Offenders may be detained indefinitely. Foreigners are not excluded. Religious police in Saudi Arabia whose duty is to ensure strict adherence to established codes of conduct. Offenders may be detained indefinitely. Foreigners are not excluded. The Detective Department of the Metropolitan Police Force of London. A police force that operates in secrecy, usually against persons suspected of treason or sedition. Special police force in Nazi Germany founded as a personal bodyguard for Adolf Hitler in 1925. The SS administered the concentration camps. The United States intelligence agency that protects current and former presidents and vice presidents and their immediate families and protects distinguished foreign visitors. Detects and apprehends counterfeiters. Suppresses forgery of government securities and documents. French police force. A group of gendarmes or gendarmes collectively. Police organization for the European Union. Aims to improve effectiveness and cooperation among European police forces. A temporary police force. A temporary police force. The Federal Police Force of Canada. The Federal Police Force of Canada. Special police force in Nazi Germany founded as a personal bodyguard for Adolf Hitler in 1925. The SS administered the concentration camps. The Detective Department of the Metropolitan Police Force of London. Any person in the armed services who holds a position of authority or command. An officer is responsible for the lives of his men. Someone who is appointed or elected to an office and who holds a position of trust. He is an officer of the court. A person authorized to serve in a position of authority on a vessel. He is the officer in charge of the ship's engines. A member of a police force. It was an accident, officer. Direct or command as an officer. A member of a police force. A member of a police force.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.